16-year-old Chido Obi-Martin scored a record-breaking 32 goals for Arsenal's under-18s last season. Now, he's decided to leave Arsenal, and he's rejected higher offers from Germany in order to join Manchester United after Ruud van Nistelrooy helped convince him that we're the perfect club to give him the same pathway that Kobbie Mainoo and Alejandro Garnacho got. Watch this video to find out everything you need to know about Obi-Martin and why it's such an incredibly exciting signing for Manchester United's academy. When it comes to academy players, it is the core of Manchester United. It is such an important part of our football club. An academy player in every first team matchday squad since like 1937. And Chido Obi-Martin has decided to walk away from Arsenal and come to United because he feels that the pathway, all you got to do is look at Mainoo and Garnacho. He can see that and he wants to be part of that. I'm going to tell you everything you need to know about the 16-year-old and why you really should be excited about us signing him. Drop a like on the video. Please do subscribe if you're new because I'm sure we're going to be doing plenty more Obi-Martin content over the years. Now, Fabrizio Romano gave us the here we go last night. He has decided to move away from Arsenal, where he scored 32 goals last year for their under-18s, and he's decided as well to turn down higher bids from Germany in order to join Manchester United. A little bit more detail here on Fabrizio's Instagram account. All right, he's left after scoring, as I said, 32 goals and providing 3 assists last season in 20 overall appearances. He decided to join United, and this bit down there, Ruud van Nistelrooy was key to the deal happening. And imagine you're a young striker, and all of a sudden you're on the phone to Ruud van Nistelrooy, who scored 150 goals for Manchester United in, 219 games? If I remember that stat, 10 out of 10. Let me know in the comments. But that must have been an exciting phone call for him. And for United, it's an exciting bit of evidence of what else Ruud is bringing to the team and to the staff. He's got that sort of influence. But whether you look at Obi-Martin scoring 32 goals for Arsenal's under-18s last season, I think it was in 18 league appearances, nuts. Or whether you look at the fact that he played for Arsenal's under-16s against Liverpool, they won 14-3, and he scored 10 of them. Absolutely nuts. Or whether you just take... These are the 10 goals that he scored, by the way. Hopefully we don't get shut down by the Academy of Copyright. I don't think you will. But you can see a real variety in the types of goals he's scoring. One thing you will absolutely notice from watching this video is the dude physically is massively developed for his age. 6'2" at the age of 16. He dwarfs everybody in the academy that's around him, really. Which I wouldn't say is a point of concern, but it's certainly a point that you should be thinking of when you're speaking about Obi-Martin. Because it's not guaranteed that once you're a prolific goal scorer at youth team level that you will be a prolific goal scorer at senior level. It's not an absolute guarantee in a crossover. But to say that his numbers have been impressive for the youth team is a bit of an understatement. All right, and just a couple of facts down here, as I said. Scored 32 goals. I think that's in 18 league matches, 20 games overall. 6'2", played for Arsenal's under-21s at the age of 15. And I believe that Arsenal offered him a pathway through from the under-18s and the 21s and maybe into the first-team environment, but he didn't think that was enough for him at this age, hence why he moved away. He scored 10 in 14 for Denmark's under-17s. And you know, one of the biggest reasons I'm excited about Obi-Martin joining our club is a similar sort of excitement and reason why I thought that Leny Yoro signing was bigger than just Man United signing an 18-year-old. Leny Yoro, one of the best defensive prospects in world football, has decided that Manchester United is the right place for him to develop, both in the present and in the future, and that we are the right club for that. And Obi-Martin has decided that Man United has the best pathway for me as a talented youngster to come in and maybe follow in the footsteps of a certain few players. Because look at that photo from the FA Cup final. It's so class from last year. Mainoo, who missed the first 4 months with injury, by the way, scoring the goal. Man of the match. Man of the tournament, I think he got. Alejandro Garnacho. Both of them in the FA Youth Cup winning team. A couple of years later, less than 2 years later, both winning the FA Cup. And then a few months after that, Garnacho going and winning the Copa America with Argentina, being in the squad. And Kobbie Mainoo starting in the Euro 2024 final with England. And then you got Ahmad there and Højlund as well. It really is such an exciting time. And it's very exciting for the fact that Obi-Martin, who clearly is an extremely talented player. It's not a guarantee that he makes it through, but he's looked at United, and again, you look at the numbers here, and you can see Brighton, fair play to them. Where do you think Arsenal are on this list? Premier League, the most minutes played by teenagers last season. Man United second there. Arsenal down here in 17th with 13 minutes for teenagers. And you wonder why Obi-Martin decided to go, Arsenal might not be the right path for me. And Manchester United, it may well be. Now, last summer, we signed Jack and Tyler Fletcher from Man City. Jack Fletcher is now on the pre-season tour. He won't be part of the first team squad, but he's getting the experience there. And of course, his dad, Darren, he's there as a coach. We signed Harry Amass from Watford. Great signing. And now he's on the verge of joining the first team squad. He's out on the pre-season tour, and there's a real pathway for him to come through. So Obi-Martin's going to be looking at these going, oh, sorry, that's the wrong one. He's going to be looking at all of this going, that one, third time lucky. Well, look, you've got the Mainu example, you've got the Garnacho example, you've got the Harry Amass example, you've got the Jack Fletcher example, and they're all older than him. He's looking at that going, I want a slice of that pie. And so if you think about what our under-18s could be looking like next season, you could see Obi-Martin there as a centre forward, and you could see Shea Lacey and Amir Ibrahimov on the wings. Ibrahimov and Lacey both missed under-18s last season. It's in such a healthy condition without the arrival of Obi-Martin. We won the Premier League North, we won the Premier League Championship by beating Chelsea, and we won the Premier Cup as well, a treble of sorts. And you're now going to add Obi-Martin into that. And of course, he'll want to play for the under-21s. Will he play for the first team? I wouldn't expect it this season. I wouldn't suggest or expect that would happen. But certain players can get fast-tracked. And probably lots of you will look at Wayne Rooney at 16 and say, oh, could Obi-Martin be not the next Wayne Rooney? And the first thing I would say is, don't ever do that. Don't ever say Obi-Martin's going to be the next, whoever you want to call it. Obi-Martin is the first Obi-Martin. Mainu is the first Mainu. Garnacho is the first Garnacho. They will carve their own paths. Now, sometimes you might use players that, from a profile perspective, in terms of how they play stylistically, that's why certain people said that Mainu was the Stockport Seedorf. Because when you watched him, it reminded you of watching Seedorf. It doesn't mean that he's going to be at the level of Seedorf, but it just helps people understand the sorts of player that he is. I'm going to be doing a far deeper dive into Obi-Martin's time at Arsenal, looking at his profile a little bit more. Just showed you some of his goals there. But it's an extremely exciting signing for our academy. We won the league last season. In the last 2 years, we've had Mainu come through and Garnacho come through. We're probably going to have Toby Collier come through this season. Who could it be next season? Well, you might have Lacey you can talk about. You might have Harry Amass coming through this season. You might have Ibrahimov in a couple of years' time. And it looks like Obi-Martin's going to be part of that conversation. We don't really have a proper number 9 right now. It's going to be interesting to see how he develops and continues to develop. He's 16. He's 8 years off his peak as a player? And he's there banging in 32 goals. Will that just be for the under-18s? Will that come through? We will find out. But it's an extremely exciting signing, and it's good to see United making exciting signings, not only just for the first team, but for the academy team, planning for now and for the future. That is exciting.